everybody. Despite the rumors that we're going to reincarnate Beauty and the Beast tonight, that's not going to happen, so don't worry, you're all safe. But seriously, thank you so much for coming. This is our second time here. Last year was the first year at Sony Studios, and we really thank Sony for the hospitality. This is a very special place for us, and I think you'll all agree what a great setting. So thank you to Sony. The program this evening, the number interesting and hopefully evocative and provocative parts. We will be having a little award component to it, honoring certain people and companies as well. That's going to be a component. We also have a panel, a keynote panel this evening on who's in control, really talking about who is really deciding content today. Content being in a number of different ways. It's really used to talk about transmedia. It's now trans-channel. It's regardless of whether it's going to be a game, whether it's going to be music, whether it's going to be a movie. It's all the same. It's entertainment. You're competing for share of mind, and that's what this is going to be talking about tonight. Robert Noshak is going to be moderating that panel. That's going to be well worth it. And we have some amazing entertainment to round out the evening. Not one act, but two very, very special Irish acts. And so I just can't think of another great way to spend the evening with rounding out with those two people. So I'd like to welcome George Baily to the stage. George is the Senior Innovation Advisory Executive for Sony Corporation, and George has some remarks to talk about. So thank you, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Well, on behalf of Sony, I'd like to welcome all of you to our wonderful Sony Pictures studio lot tonight. I think you'll agree it's an amazing venue. And you're just surrounded by innovation and leading-edge technology, from the way we capture images with our new digital cameras to the way we do post-production. You're really surrounded by real innovation in both film and TV technology. The other thing, though, I'd like you to be aware of is you're also surrounded by a whole lot of history. And it's not too far from here that Dorothy skipped down the yellow brick road. In fact, if you came through our lot on that side, you would have seen the 94-foot-high rainbow being built. That's a bit of performance sculpture that will be here for a while, celebrating optimism and happiness and all that Dorothy thought was on the other side of the rainbow. Not too far from here, Mutiny on the Bounty was filmed in a studio over there. And also, some of the greatest Irish actors and actresses also entertained us on this stage. And one of them, let me just make sure this works. Buzz, where do I point this thing? There we go. I'm not making that up. His name is Buzz. One more slide, Buzz. So Liam Neeson, in fact, used to have lunch right in the commissary, right behind you. And everyone knows he's a famous Irish actor. And you all know about Peter O'Toole and many of the other ones. But last year, if you came to this event, I hope you remember that I proved conclusively and beyond a shadow of a doubt that, in fact, almost all of the success of Hollywood was due to the Irish and Irish Americans. In fact, next slide there, Buzz. In fact, all of you know Gene Kelly was Irish, but did you also know, as I pointed out last year at this very venue, that Rita Hayworth was also Irish? Did you know that Marlon Brando is Irish? And did you know that Burt Lancaster was also Irish? And I went on and on last year explaining this, but this year is different. This year, it would be very irresponsible of me to speak only of entertainment and film. I think this is the year we have to get serious, because we're about to make a major decision about who's going to run this country for the next 4 years. So I'm just going to take a second and point out that not only are the Irish and Irish Americans behind Hollywood, they're also behind the race for the White House. Can I have the next slide, Buzz? In fact, you all know. I think you all know. Here's the expert. He's not Buzz, but he's Buzz's friend. You all know that Paul Ryan, his family came from Tipperary. I mean, just take a look at him. Just look at him and his name, Paul Ryan. Have you ever seen anybody more Irish looking than Paul Ryan? I think we should check his birth certificate. I'm really feeling we should look into that. Next slide, please. Now, Mitt Romney is not Irish. Probably you knew that. But he has some Irish street credentials. Here he is in London meeting with the Prime Minister of Ireland. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I think it was Romney's comment about having a special bond with Anglo-Saxons. I think that might have been it. I'm not sure. Next slide, please. And, you know, there still is more linked to Ireland from the Romney camp. In fact, you probably all know that Mitt Romney's dog is Irish and has an Irish name, Seamus, I think. And that is an unretouched photo of the Romney vacation. And I think Warner's is about to release a new National Lampoon, Clark Griswold vacation movie using that very incident. Has it been repaired?
It has, sir. No, turn it around the other way. That's it.
Oh, I see. It's the upside-down label. I didn't know that trick. Okay. So, but let's talk about what happens, and it still doesn't. There we go. I pointed at my head, and it seems to work. But even if the current team stays in place, we still have Irish influence. In fact, you probably all know that Joe Biden is actually Irish. His mother's name was Catherine Finnegan. And, if the Secret Service has a code name for him, and it's Celtic, so very, very Irish. And then, of course, the most famous Irish person of all, Barack Obama. And in fact, through his mother's side, he has deep links to Ireland. And I finally understood, after seeing this photo, I finally understood what Donald Trump was talking about all these years. Maybe he really wasn't born in Hawaii. Maybe he was born in Dublin. It could be. It could be. But anyway, the conclusion I'd like you all to reach along with me is that no matter what happens in November, the Irish will still have a strong influence on Hollywood and a strong influence on the White House in our country. So that's a good thing, right? And well, let me go back. I was digressing a little bit because I felt it was my responsibility as a citizen. But let me go back to the themes of this conference, which are innovation, technology, and entertainment. And really, those three themes are the themes that Sony has. That's what we've been about for a long time. And I'll just give you one example, televisions. You know, that photo on the top left there is the old Sony Trinitron. And when I got this photo out, I remember as a kid, the Trinitron was like amazing. We all went over to our friend's house to watch the Trinitrons if you wanted to watch something. And now it doesn't look that great. But back then, it was really amazing. And then we came out with high def, and then 3D, and now we've got something called 4K. And I hope you know what 4K is. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. I'm sure you all know, but it means incredible picture clarity. In fact, it's about 8 million pixels. 8 million pixels. And pixels stands for picture elements. That's about as technical as I'm going to get with you tonight. But 8 million pixels, which is about 4 times as much as you get with even the best Sony high-definition TV. It absolutely transforms the viewing experience. I don't know how many of you have seen something shot in 4K and displayed in 4K, but it's really immersive. It reminds me of the first time I saw a high-def television set. You know, you can never go back. Once you've seen high def, you can't go back to low def, and once you'll see a 4K, you're going to want to have one. And in fact, right now, Sony has for sale, and if you're nice to me, I'll let you pre-order one, an 84-inch 4K TV. It's absolutely amazing. In fact, there's one right in the Sony store here on the lot. It's got 10 speakers, and it's got incredible 3D. And to play a video game on this thing it's positively frightening. I mean, if you play Uncharted or one of these games where things are shooting at you, you will be scared. It's a really immersive, excellent, real-life thing. It's really magical how it transforms your viewing experience. But to make that happen, there's even more things you have to do. And one of the great things is Sony, because we have a studio as well as the technology around the studio, we get to do a lot of experimentation. There's a guy here in the audience, Chris Cookson, who's been a pioneer in film technology for a long time. And he's been working with a lot of the great directors on this lot and using the most advanced camera technology. That camera in the middle there is the F65. We call it Cine Alta, and it's an incredible 4K device. And you'll probably go see that film, Columbia film After Earth with Will Smith. It's shot totally in 4K. And when you go see it, there's a 75% chance that you will see it in a theater that's using a Sony 4K digital projector, because Sony has about 75% market share of theaters showing 4K movies. So I just wanted to mention that when it comes to technology, entertainment, and innovation, 4K is going to be something you're going to be paying attention to in the coming years. Okay, let's go to my next story. Now, before I came here, I had a bunch of people sending me emails, and they asked me, last year I wore these visors that no one had seen until I brought them, and Sony 3D visors. That turned out to be a really nice seller for us. Something else that's kind of cool and new, and maybe not all of you have heard about yet, is a Wonder Book. Has anybody seen the one? This is a Wonder Book right here. Has anybody seen this before? This is really cool. This is a good example of innovation, digital technology, and entertainment all coming together in something new, something we couldn't have done 5 years ago. And I'm going to see if I can make this play the video for you. I didn't want to do a live demo. It takes a while to set it up, but just take a look at this for a second. Okay, Buzz, can you cut that music, Buzz? Thank you. So anyway, I hope you found that fun. And when we did this, we collaborated with this author called J.K. Rowling, which if you haven't heard of, your kids have. So check it out. It's really pretty cool. So that's it for me. I just want to thank you once again for showing up here at the studio lot. I hope you have a great evening. John Hartnett has done a wonderful job, as he always does, bringing people together. And I hope you all really enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.